Hey, what's up, fellas? I'm my illustrious female fan, Steve Alicious here. We're going to talk a little bit about the Google Pixel 5. Completely different from the video that I thought I was going to be doing today, but that's okay. It's nice when they give us a little bit of a surprise. Now, I can't come on here and bash the Pixel 5 because I did my Pixel 5 specs leak video, and it's pretty much spec for spec. You're getting the 765G, you're getting the 90 hertz refresh rate, you're getting 8 gigabytes of RAM, all very nice, some wireless charging, even though it's an aluminum frame or aluminum build, which we'll talk about for a moment. But the problem is that these products don't exactly exist in a vacuum. And when the Samsung S20 Fan Edition is alive and well, coming in at $699, it's really hard to look at the Pixel 5 and say, gee, that's the deal that I want to go for. Yeah, the only thing that we really didn't know was going to be the price of the Pixel 5, and at $699, I think you're going to do yourself a service by going with the S20 Fan Edition. I didn't even get one for the channel. I was thinking, maybe I'm going to wait for the Pixel 5. I'm going to wait for maybe one of those OnePlus devices, and then, of course, the new iPhone to kind of get that comparison, because it's not... The Samsung, it's a really nice phone, the S20 Fan Edition, but it's not breaking new ground. There's nothing terribly exciting as the hardware is concerned. So I felt like we've already done it before. We've seen the software in other devices. We've seen the chipset in other devices. Nothing overly exciting, just some nice colors. We'll talk about in a second, okay? It's not that hard. And then, of course, you were getting the price point, which is, of course, a nice advantage. So then when you get the Google device, you're like, $599. Come on, we're ready for it. $599. Hit me at that price point. Maybe it's a conversation. But at the very same price point as the S20 Fan Edition, you're falling a little short. Let's talk about the aluminum build. Now, I don't know. I haven't had an aluminum phone for years, since the iPhones were made of that aluminum. Maybe there's some reinforced aluminum. I know it's recycled, reinforced. Maybe they do something with the structure, but I can tell you, there's scratches are one thing on these glass phones. But when you drop and dent an aluminum phone, it's ugly. You dent the corner in. There's all different things you could do to an aluminum phone that will make that thing look like garbage relatively quickly. So you're going to want to put a case on it, bare minimum, when you're dealing with an aluminum build body phone. The second thing, Google used to be the company that would come out with these fun colors. Maybe it's a minor thing, maybe it's a cosmetic thing, but it makes a difference. It makes a difference to me. That's why it's annoying that Samsung for the Fan Edition comes out with these wide range of cool colors, but for the regular phones, the ones that you're spending $2,000 on, you gotta deal with blush pink or oily, ridiculous, glossy black. This phone, if the Soviet Union were still around making cell phones, okay, with their vacuum tube cell phones, and they had a central committee meeting, those are the colors that they'd come up with. That sage drab green and the black, and maybe a white version for the 4A 5G, maybe. I think there's one there. That is a Cold War color palette that we're dealing with Google, and I don't understand it. A little bit of life. We used to get the Panda Edition, the slightly pink, the not quite purple, all those fun colors. Nothing this time. Just nothing. It's very bizarre. I don't quite understand it. Now, we're talking about the 5. But I understand the 4A 5G. Now, that's an interesting one. That one I'll probably finally pull the trigger and get for the channel. I understand you're giving up a few different things. But at $499... the Google environment starts to make more sense. And they even realize this themselves. And that's why they've moved away from these premium $1,000 phones. Because while the Google environment is nice, those things that you get, like the call ID where it answers for you and you can get the text readout of everything, and the voice recognition to speech to text, and the stuff when you get in an accident, it'll dial 911 for you, all that fancy stuff is fantastic. But it will not sell a $1,000 phone. But what it does do is add incredible value to a $500 phone. These mid-tier devices that get these features, now the Google kind of value-added stuff in software starts to make sense. And that's why I think at $499, that's the one that we're going to be getting for the channel, the 4A 5G in white. At least something. But that one, I think, if you're not in that $700 price bracket, in which case I think you should get the S20 Fan Edition. If you're in that mid-tier bracket and you're looking around and say, well, 765G, there's a lot of options in there, and there are, $350, $400. But the support that you're guaranteed, which is the 3 years of Android, the camera functionality and the other software value-added things that Google provides is worth that $100 premium. Is it worth a $300 premium to jump up to a Pixel 5? No, but I think it's absolutely worth that kind of $100-ish that you'd be paying extra than some of the other mid-tier devices from Xiaomi and Motorola and all those people, Nokia. So that extra $100 absolutely makes sense for a Pixel 4a 5G. So that's the one we're going to be getting. Listen, real quick, if you're interested in the S20 Fan Edition, that's the one that you should be getting over the Note 20, the regular Note 20. You get the flat display, unless you're a big-time hardcore S Pen user and you're looking for a phone in that price range. That, to me, is what the Note 20 should have been, the S20 Fan Edition. So there's a lot going on. This is really the first and second salvo. You're going to have the Pixel 5 in that category. You're going to have the S20 Fan Edition in that category. You're going to have the iPhone, whatever, 12, whatever is it, the mini, whatever the cheaper, smaller one is cheaper, the mid-tier one is, and then you're going to have the OnePlus 8T, all in those price ranges, all competing for the same spot in your pocket. It's going to be exciting. We'll have at least a few of them here, and you're always going to have my thoughts on stuff. Don't think you're not. Don't think you're not. If you've made it this far, like, comment, subscribe, all that fun stuff. Until next time, let me know what you think. Okay, which one are you getting? Which one are you excited about? Have that Steve-alicious day.